Greenville? We got any Pirate fans in the house? Who out there is ready to help make America great again? My name is Hogan Gidley, and I got to tell you, anytime I get asked to leave D.C. in the swamp, I say yes, and that's a good thing, but it's great when I get to come home to Eastern North Carolina. I was born in Gastonia. My mama taught public school here for 20 years. She was the head of the Chamber of Commerce in Farmville. My daddy scored the first touchdown in Dowdy-Ficklin Stadium. His ashes may or may not be in the end zone, but we don't want to talk about that. We'll let it go. Folks, I've been doing this for 25 years, political communications, working with all types of folks. Mike Huckabee was my first boss over in Arkansas. I've known Sarah Sanders since she was 19 years old. Long time I've been doing this, and I got to tell you, working in the White House, getting to see Donald Trump in rooms all over the world with Vladimir Putin, President Xi of China, Abe of Japan, Bolsonaro of Brazil, all these world leaders, they knew for the first time in decades that the American president cared about the American people first. We know some of the record, and they were record-setting successes in record-setting time, folks. He rebuilt our military. He made trade deals that benefited American workers for the first time in decades. Peace deals in the Middle East. He cut taxes, made us energy independent. For the first time, we were net exporters of energy. Folks, watching Donald Trump in those rooms, I got to see a man who was tough, who was resilient, and who only cared about making America great again. Good policies and good results, and now you got Kamala Harris. Bad policies, bad results. We have open borders, and that's not by accident, it is by design. And understand, every rape, every murder, every burglary, every assault, they're 100% preventable because those people don't have a right to be in this country in the first place. You can't afford gas and groceries. Crime is up in our city streets. But the media tells me all the time when I'm arguing with them on television, but she's about joy and vibes. And I went to the grocery store in Washington, D.C. for a week's worth of groceries, folks. It was $300. And I reached into my pocket and I looked at the clerk and I said, "Hey, do you take joy?" She said, "Sir?" I said, "Oh, I'm sorry. This must be a place that takes vibes." Said, "Nope, we don't do that either." And I told this to someone on TV and they said, "Ha, ha, 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 ha." And I said, "Ha, nothing. This is real America that faces real problems. And these are things caused by Kamala Harris." And she looks around as if all of these things are happening to her, like she's a bystander, but these things are happening because of her and her bad policies. She said she wanted to defund the police. And when I argue on TV, and they said, no, she never said defund. And I said, what she said was redirect the funds, and that's the same thing. And if you don't think it is, let me redirect your paycheck into my bank account. Everybody knows what that means, folks. I was at Mar-a-Lago after the second assassination attempt on Donald Trump. And the mere fact we have to differentiate between the first shooter and the second shooter shows us what a deep, dark place we are in as a country right now. And I thought, there's no way this meeting is going off, but I got a text, said, "No, I'm coming." And he walked into the room. I said, "Mr. President, what are you doing here? This was your home they attacked you in, your home." And he said, "Hogan, I don't have a choice. The American people have been kicked in the teeth now for 4 years, and if there's a small part I can play in making this country great again and helping them get out of the problems that Kamala Harris put them in, then by God, I'm going to do it." And as I wrap, because they're telling me to wrap, understand this, I don't have a blue blood last name in politics. I'm not a Kennedy. I'm not a Bush. I'm not a Clinton. Thank God I'm not a Clinton. But understand, I can't say my great-granddaddy worked in the White House. I should be there. My granddaddy was a senator. I deserve this. Folks, I'm a nobody from nowhere. But I got to go into that building every single day, walk through the East Wing and see the portraits of past presidents. See the first ladies, see the china, the rugs, the furniture, the whole thing. Go out on that colonnade. Remember the colonnade with the white columns overlooking the Rose Garden where Reagan would walk out in his tan suit? Remember that? I got to walk there every day, and I would go into my office that was from here to that wall from the Oval Office. And I stood right in front of the Resolute desk with my shoulders back, my head high, and I looked into the eyes of Donald Trump, and I got to give the President of the United States advice. Now, he never took any of it, but that's not the point. It's only in this country would someone like me get to give it. And when other people in other countries under the penalty of death are walking around carrying our American flag, chanting things like liberty and freedom under the penalty of death, by the way, it's because they know what everybody in here knows, what I know, what Donald Trump knows, and what Kamala Harris and the Democrats do not know, that this country is still a beacon of hope and of freedom and of democracy all over the world. And it is humbling for me to be here today because I get to look into the eyes of the people, and I'm confident we're going to take this country back, folks. I'm confident. And I'm looking into the eyes of the people who are going to vote for Donald Trump, who are going to get their friends and their family to vote for Donald Trump, and anybody else you see on the street who's concerned or cares about the future of this country, you're going to get them to vote for Donald Trump too, because together, I know it, folks, we are going to make America great again. Thank you very much. God bless you. Have a great day.